Dr. Shadan, I'm so happy to see you. Even though
Well,
usually it's more intimate than this, and I see you face to face, and we have been working on my skincare regimen for the past 4 or 5 years, maybe, and you can see I'm only wearing a little bit of powder right now. I'm still taking
powder.
care of my skin, like the way that you taught
Great.
me. How are you doing, first of all?
I'm good. I miss work. I miss seeing my patients. We miss our old life for sure, but I think all of us had longer time to think a little bit about our previous daily routine. You see that you enjoy being at home more. Um, Honestly, I love being at home, so that was something that is good. But the main thing that I really miss, and I think this is something that is extremely valuable, is our work and the interaction with the patients.
Having had the time to reflect the past month and a half, what is one thing that you learned about yourself that you did not know before?
I know myself very well because I always analyze myself. But the good thing is that I realized that I'm obsessed with cooking. So I really enjoy the process of cooking. And this is something that I'm planning to expand my expertise in, not only for cooking recipes to be eaten, but also we will be talking about recipes that we can use in addition to our skincare routine. The good thing also is that now I really value time more. Like even before, time was really very important, but because we are super busy, we have a lot of tasks to be done on a daily basis. It's good to slow down a little bit. It's really good. I hope that after that, we know that the life will change definitely.
Mhm.
Um, Hopefully, in a positive way. We hope that all people that either suffered or might suffer from the disease itself to recover very quickly. We hope to have a solution for this medical problem very, very soon. But on the emotional aspect and also the social aspect, I really wish people learn to focus more on quality, on knowledge, on experience, rather than just the things that we see from the outside.
Speaking of these implications, there's no doubt that the lockdown imposed on us has put us in a state of fear, stress, anxiety, uncertainty, and naturally that reflects on our health, our skin,
Definitely.
and the way that we look at life in general. How has this lockdown impacted you personally, and how do you think we can change our routine in order to keep a healthy lifestyle and ultimately a healthy skin?
Definitely, it affected me the same way it affected everyone. Thanks God, we are settled and happy in the home that we are in. That's something that is a bless. I talked to you before that it's really very important to have an environment around you at home that really makes you calm and makes you happy. And this is something that I feel that I really felt it now, because this is how I like my place to be. So, and this is something I encourage everyone to focus on. It's very important to have an environment around us that calm us, because although we are thinking about big issues, we are thinking about the future, we are thinking about jobs, we are thinking about families who are far away, we are thinking about our health issues. But it's very important sometimes to distract ourselves to the minor details in our daily life. And this is how I managed to pass the lockdown period uh, with the least damages possible. So I kept doing my agenda for every day, the task, what to read, what I want to do, what the things that I want to review. That helped a lot. I was focusing a lot on the skincare, and that's also gives me a lot of joy. And now we have more time to enjoy putting creams and taking care of the skin. And I feel that there is, you see, I pay attention a lot to my skin. So my routine did not change dramatically during the lockdown. It's continuous. But because we are totally off any type of makeup, this is number one. And we are kind of protected because we are indoor. So we are protected from the, no, not only the sun, I don't expose to the sun, but even from the pollutants that are there around us. So I felt that there is a little bit of a difference. I felt that the skin is maintaining a good appearance, and also I felt that I'm getting more benefit from the routine that I'm using.
Dr. Shadan, how does stress and emotional stress particularly impact the health of our skin?
Okay, there are a lot of studies that confirm that we all know that stress releases cortisol, and that cortisol increases the inflammation in the body in total. So we know that there are effects on all the health system, but definitely there are several impacts on skin itself. First, we know for sure we might have a trigger in several diseases. We might definitely see an increase in oiliness on the skin, increase of blemishes and acne lesions, breakouts that people who have an acne-prone skin might see. That's also very important. And also, if the patient has rosacea, this is one of the most common complaints that we see in our region. So this is also, it might be triggered by the stress. All types of eczema, autoimmune diseases, psoriasis, atopic dermatitis, they might be triggered by the stress itself.
What about inflammation and its correlation to early signs of aging? Does that also relate to the emotional state that we might pass through?
Definitely, there are a lot of studies. Until now, there are no confirmed data that to describe the exact link between the stress and the aging process. But we know for sure through different pathways that continuous chronic stress might really cause increased aging in the skin itself. So definitely it has a role.
As an expert, Dr. Shadan, how do you advise your clients to remain calm during this phase, and how can they take care of themselves at home using the right products, the right morning and night routine?
My advice is to acknowledge that we are all passing through tough time. We cannot deny that. We need to know, and we need to tell ourselves that I know that this is a tough period, but this should not be continuous. This is one important fact that I always remind myself with. Number two is, as I said, let's use the time. Let's try to do things that are really useful. Psychologically, when we are doing positive things, even like self-care, reading, praying, entertaining, relationship activities with the kids, with the family members, even through technology, those all gives us emotions of happiness, even if they are temporary. My approach and my recommendation that do not, at this time, do not focus on the big picture, because the big picture cannot be expected. We don't know. No one knows what will happen tomorrow and how the situation will be. Hopefully it will be good. Hopefully it will be better. Hopefully it will improve. Hopefully we will overcome this because this is the human being. The human being passed through several disasters in the past, and they overcame that. But now we don't know, because for our generation, not only the current generation and even the generation of this century, this is one of the most important crisis that could happen. It's also, you mentioned something about skincare routine. This is something that I also felt among my patients. Everyone now is focusing more on skincare. That's good, but it has a psychological basis. It's not only because they are at home and they want to use the creams, because it gives us a sign that this is a part of self-care. We are doing something positive. We are taking care of our skin. Our skin will stay there even after this time finished. So it's something positive. It will give us a sense of happiness. It will also improve the situation of our skin. It will help us to feel okay when we look at the mirror. This is also a very important aspect. It's very important that we feel happy when we look at the mirror. That is something that we will discuss thoroughly in different episodes.
Definitely.
The relationship with the mirror.
And I would also love to talk about key ingredients, key natural ingredients that we could possibly use in order to induce this feeling of calmness in our environment, which are used obviously in skincare products as well. Speaking of the first implications post-pandemic is obviously the economic situation, and the way that we used to spend on luxury, on skincare, and fashion in general will definitely change. But having a healthy skincare routine does not mean you need to be paying a lot of money. You need to be educated enough to know what kind of products you need, what kind of ingredients are being used in the specific products. That could be pharmaceutical, could be anything really of an affordable price range. Can you tell us a little bit more about beauty on a budget for people that are coming out of this pandemic? They still want to take care of their skin, but they cannot afford to go to the doctor twice a month. What should they do? Yeah. And what are the priorities when it comes to taking care of their skin?
It's totally true, because skincare and skin maintenance is something for everyone. It shouldn't be only for specific people who can afford to spend a budget on the skin or on treatments. We have to differentiate between the skincare routine that we do at home and also the professional treatment that we might do at the office. And also there are few treatments that we can do at home by ourselves. If we're talking about skincare, there are a lot of varieties that can be used depending on the case. My recommendation is always to reach out for your doctor, because a lot of doctors, including me, we are now developing the concept of doing online consultation with the patients, discussing their concern, what are the recommendations that we can give. And also, from before, I'm always convinced that we need to have a summarized skincare plan. I don't like to apply many creams. I only use the effective ones. So we only choose the one that we know it's worth it to be used on the skin. No need to have like 10 products. We can say that it's minimally like 3-4 products that can be used depending on our appetite, depending on our budget, and also depending on the situation of our skin. As you said, in my opinion, most of the time, the pharmaceutical product or the cosmeceuticals are the products that we find in the pharmacy or that are produced by a medical company. Those definitely are better for one simple reason. Those products have been studied before they were released in the market. So it's different from the companies that are totally into cosmetics, and those are usually the more expensive. So let's shift a little bit. I know a lot of people used to use several products from the cosmetics part. Let's shift to more into cosmeceutical or pharmaceutical products that exactly, more medical, and also definitely they are a little bit cheaper. And keep in mind that we have varieties. It's okay to discuss with your doctor that I need this, I need this. What's the main priorities? Because not all the products for every phase are priority number one. We can go down to the list from 2 products to 6 or 7 products, depending on the case, depending on the willingness to apply, depending on also the appetite, if we can have an expanded skincare plan.
Before we start with the questions that were sent to us through Instagram, let's assume that the patient X is somebody that has clear skin, combination, maybe T-zone. A lot of people that I know, they have mixed skin. What are the key ingredients or products that they need to use for their morning routine and for their night routine? Where are you between tonics and serums and essence and creams and finishing serums, eye serums, eye creams? What are the main things to use, and how should we layer these products?
Yeah. Now, the most important thing is the cleanser and the toner. Those are the most valuable, because if we don't use this properly, we cannot reach inside the skin. Mm-hmm. So if you ask me what are the mandatory products, cleanser and toner, but we need to use a suitable one for our situation. Okay. So for people who have oily skin, extensive oily skin, we use something that is really rich with a higher percentage of salicylic acid to reduce the oiliness and also to reduce the blemishes that are coming out. If we are more a sensitive skin, we can have a very light, only nourishing toner. Cleanser is also very important. We have a lot of varieties depending on the case. Sunblock, we know that this is something that
I wear sunblock
out of question
at home now.
Exactly. So this is very important, because we go around, we might go out for few minutes. It's only 10 minutes that you are required to have a sunburn. Imagine, it's only 10 minutes, like you can go out to do anything, any chore, or even to just walk for a while, and then you can have a sunburn and you can have a sun damage. So as we said, cleanser, toner, and the sunblock, those are mandatory. Those we cannot remove.
Between essence and serum.
Serum is not, in my experience, I don't consider them as the most important products. I don't mean that I don't use them. I use them a lot. But if you ask me, I prefer to have at least one night cream that has a type of active ingredient that can reduce the aging signs. So if we want, now, okay, this is very important if we're talking about active ingredient. Now there are a lot of new studies that we know, beside the family of vitamin A derivative, which is retinol, retinoid, and also tretinoin, and all types of the vitamin A creams. We know that like hyaluronic acid products that has a high percentage of hyaluronic acid has a positive impact on aging. So again, what we use on our skin depends on what is exactly our needs and how much is our aging process value. Is it really advanced or is it really minimal? Can I like start with something that is extremely mild, or no, we have to go into something that is more advanced? The summary is that there are solutions. It's not only one pathway. It's not only one road. It's not only one product. We have a lot of varieties that can be used. We can create an effective skincare plan for everyone, and this is how we should see it, and this is how people also should look at it.
Shadan, what do you advise your patients, especially right now when they are suffering from lack of sleep, and that ultimately impacts their health first and their skin, obviously?
Now, this is something that should be addressed. It's not an easy subject. Sometimes we need a consultation, and we might need medication for that. But in general, let's try to reduce the intake of caffeine. That's very important. That might be in the Coke, that might be in Red Bull. Let's avoid these types of drinks, and also for sure coffee and all the things that are related to coffee, especially in the afternoon. This is number one. There are a lot of recommendation that if you take a cup of milk or a cup of yogurt before you sleep, it helps sometime. Work on the environment. Try to disconnect from all your mobile, your iPad, your TV at least half an hour before. Listening to calming music might help as well. Doing more exercise, especially in the afternoon, might help. Always, my recommendation, try new approaches and see how is the impact on your sleep schedule and on your health in general. And if you see that this works well for you, just continue doing it. If not, just change.
Do you suggest your patients taking any supplements or introducing new elements in their diet to take care of their skin while they're sitting at home?
No, there are a lot of new research that supplements have a very positive role on our body in general and also on the skin. I don't push a lot into taking supplements in general, but when the patient is willing to take, or when the patient really is asking about taking supplements, we can talk about specific ingredients that we should look at. Vitamin C, even vitamin C alone, and now we heard a lot that vitamin C might help increasing the immunity. So vitamin C, yes, it helps to give you a glowing skin because it reduces the free radical and it protects the skin. This is number one. Number two, iron. This is very important for all females because a lot of signs can happen because of subclinical anemia. That means that it's anemia without real symptoms, but we know that it's affecting your mood, it's affecting your energy, it's affecting your hair growth, it's affecting the growth of your nails, and it might be affecting the skin in general. Vitamin D also is very important, not for the skin. It has a relation into the skin, but also for the health. Omega-6 and omega-3 are very important as well. Also, B2, B6 helps a lot. Zinc also improve the growth of the hair in general, and also it has a positive impact on the skin. Selenium is also another ingredient that has a very positive role on the skin itself. My recommendation, always read what is in this supplement and what is it made for. And also if you have your doctor available, ask them, is it something that is good? Do not invest in taking, especially in these moments, do not invest in taking anything that might not be useful, beneficial. It might be only a waste.
We will start with the questions that were sent to you and me on social media. The first one is from Dr. Costi. He's asking about a skincare routine. Is he trying to steal some secret of the profession? I love him, by the way. I love his character, and he is very much positive. And I love his social media, but I don't know him personally.
Me too. I didn't meet him before, but you know, everyone knows Dr. Costi, and thanks for asking us and interacting with us. If you are asking me, I will let Diala also answer. I always try all the products that I'm introduced to, but currently, if you ask me what I'm using exactly, I'm using anti-age, the growth factor serum, and then I'm using at night the retinoid 1.0 for SkinCeuticals, definitely with my cleanser and toner and MAD eye cream.
If Dr. Shadan
your turn,
then you should use that. I alternate quite a lot with my products. I've been using the Obagi vitamin C a lot, and it has helped me with my pigmentation. And they're much less. I use sunblock always. I cleanse my face. I used to clean it with Aven, but then I realized it was drying my skin. So I substituted that with a milk from Biologique Recherche, and I find it more hydrating. And then I use the P50 toner, which I absolutely love. And I use retinol during the night, the same retinol that you prescribed for me. And every now and then, if I want to treat myself, I use some luxury products to feel better. But like you said, the pharmaceuticals definitely are more effective when it comes to having a good skincare regimen where you see actual results. And for my under eye area, I kind of create a lot of masks at home. There are a lot of things that are commercially attractive for us to buy, eye masks and, you know, the latest trend. But honestly speaking, you can just grab a good eye cream, mix it with a serum, brightening serum if you want. You put a bigger, what I do is I put a bigger portion under my eyes, cut the cotton pad in half, put them under my eye, and here you go. I have myself eye masks. I don't need to spend so much money on eye masks when I can create mine at home. So beauty is very personal for me, and with my relationship with you, it taught me to kind of experiment depending on what I need, depending on my mood, on my state of mind, and like you said, on the relationship with your image. And this is what we were referring to earlier when we were talking about the mirror. And this is something that we will talk about in future episodes, because if there's anything that this pandemic has done is made us kind of look at ourselves and our flaws even more, because we have the time and we are at home. So these psychological factors we will definitely talk about later. The second question is somebody's asking if they could apply sunscreen under the eye area.
Yeah, this is very important. It should, everyone should apply a small amount of the sunblock on the around the eye area on a daily basis after you put your eye cream, because this area needs to be protected also from the sun.
There are a lot of questions about how to take care of the area around the eyes, from best treatments of dark circles to eyelid surgery, which, it's an idea. And how to take care of fine lines. But I think we can leave that topic for next week, where we talk about eye area, why is it sensitive, and what kind of products are more efficient to treat it. So we continue with the questions: how to maintain beauty. Let's answer the two questions in one. How can you maintain beauty? I think they mean how can you maintain a good, healthy skin and minimize pores. A lot of people suffer from
asking about pores. First, to maintain beauty in general, you have to consider two main approaches. Number one is the skincare routine that you are using at home, because this is the first key. If you use a proper skincare routine, you can help your skin to be continuously active and to be continuously dividing and producing new collagen, and that's you are doing an effective anti-aging. So the first key is use proper, right, effective skincare routine. Now, number two are the professional treatments that can be done at the clinic. And now in one of the episodes, we will be talking about minimal treatments that can be done at home by yourself. We will talk about that in specific. So those treatments that improve collagen production in the skin might be PRP, laser treatments, chemical peelings. Sometimes it can be injecting small particles of hyaluronic acid, mesotherapy, the Derma pen. All these treatments, the radiofrequency, all these treatments comes on one pathway. This pathway is that we are improving and activating the collagen production in the skin. Each treatment has a specific effect. So consider always seeing your doctor every year. You should have a small plan for maintaining your beauty. It might not be a 12-month plan. It might be a 3-month plan. It might be a 4-month plan. It depends on your situation, your appetite, your willingness to allocate for this aspect. Always remember that there are solutions that can be done. It's not the same solution for everyone. So again, as a summary, the skincare routine is key number one, and the professional treatments for skin rejuvenation, and those are not related to injectables. We had one question asking about how to keep looking glowing without injecting Botox and filler. It can be done. In my practice, when I divide the approach with my patients, I divide it into three main aspects. First is skin transformation through skincare routine. So this is aspect number one. Aspect number two is the skin rejuvenation plan, and those are not related to Botox and filler. We are not changing anything in your features. We are just giving you a better, healthier, more fresh, glowing skin. And the third one, which is the treatments that can help giving you more contour, lift up the skin, reduce the wrinkles that you might have. So those are three separate entities, and you can choose which one you want to stick to.
Moving on to adult acne treatment.
Yeah, adult acne is one of the most common complaints in these days. It's a complex. It's related definitely to hormones, and we see it more among women. And also, in all dermatologist experience, we know also the makeup that we use and the creams that we use has a main impact on adult acne. It's very important to evaluate the case and see at which stage is it. Is it advanced or minimal? And we need, number one, proper skincare routine that will reduce the oiliness on the skin and reduce the possibility of having new comedones or blackheads. This is number one. Number two, we need to do regular facials in order to extract any comedones that is stuck in the face, because if it's there, it will lead to a blemish. Number three, sometimes we might need to do systemic treatment either with antibiotics or even isotretinoin if the case requires that.
A follower said, I don't have a well-defined jawline. Do you recommend Texas?
Yeah. Texas is not a medical term. It's a term that came out referring to the clear-cut jawline in women and also in men. Yes, if they are asking me if I recommend it if it's required and if it's possible, because a lot of patients, we cannot do the treatment and we cannot do the effect that they think that they can get with the treatment, because they don't have any edge on the jawline. And also, if it is required, if the area is sharp, no need to make it bigger, because it will a little bit masculine the face. So it depends on the evaluation, but it's a good treatment to be done.
A treatment that you suggest for moles. What is the right?
Yeah, we had one of the ladies, I think she asked about a mole that she is having on the forehead.
Like this one.
Yeah, and it should be examined, and if if it appears benign, she can just leave it, just monitor it. If not, it should be excised surgically. But this is a minor surgery.
Where are we? Okay. Face massage and boost collagen. We're seeing out there a lot of new tools that help us kind of with drainage, help us massage the products into the skin. Do you recommend any of these tools? And if no, why? And if yes, what is the right way of using these tools to massage our face?
Yeah. Now, massage helps a little bit in improving the drainage of the face, so it helps reduce the swelling that might be there if it's there, but it's not a recommended approach for anti-aging. Okay, so a lot of patients, they do exercises or they do massages. It doesn't help having an anti-aging effect. We will have a specific episode talking about home devices that can be used. It's very important also to say Do not invest in something that is not known for sure that it's effective. We are all talking about limited resources now. Let's use these resources and the proper channel. Do not because now we are seeing a lot of suggestions, and on the Instagram and online, a lot of products, a lot of devices that can be used at home. Do not jump and buy anything because it feels like it might help. No, there we will talk more extensively about possible treatments that can be done by yourself at home regularly, and that will help you to give you an anti-aging effect.
Are you with or against using a Derma roller at home?
I'm with using a Derma roller, but under specific conditions, because Derma roller is a source of contamination, and in order to be effective, it should be done properly. So usually my recommendation, I prefer the stamp, and we will talk about that extensively more. But we can use the Derma roller, but it should be always soaked in alcohol before using it. Do not use it more. It's preferable to be used only once. Maximum, I allow my patients to use it 2 or 3 times. Keep it always aside, not in contact with anything, even with the air, because that will reduce the quality of the needles itself. And also, very important, be sure that your skin is extremely, extremely clean when you do this at home.
Better not. Somebody's asking about my rejuvenation plan and the procedures that keeps my skin tight and young. Here we go.
Yeah. With you know that we want always to maintain a concept which is a natural beauty. That doesn't mean that we are not doing injectables. We are doing injectables to reduce the signs that might come out, but we are not using that extensively. Limited to toxin treatments in the area that we need. But we do a lot of effort on the skin. We have a plan. Usually every month we have one session, and usually we do a combination of PRP, we do a lot of microneedling, we do laser treatments, we do RF, radio frequency. On the plan, we are planning to do one session of Altera to lift up and to boost the collagen production and to give a tighter look. So again, this is something that we always say, it's not the same protocol for everyone. It depends on the appetite, but we should have a plan every year explaining that, okay, I'm doing those 3 sessions this year, and next year I'm going to do something different, or I'm doing this year 3 sessions of PRP and then 3 sessions of a laser treatment. So it depends.
I'm gonna handpick a few questions because I think we covered most of the questions. We got a question about double chin, and what kind of injection do you recommend for this area?
Yeah, a lot of patients complain of double chin, which is an accumulation of fat in the area of submental area. Now, this area can be treated with the following. It can be treated with cryolipolysis, which is cool sculpting. In this way, we are freezing the fat that is here. There are specific products that can be injected in this area, and it can help in dissolving the fat that is there. It requires several sessions. Not all the products work the same. I prefer cold sculpting over the injection, but if it's not available, yes, we can use the injection.
Since we're talking about the neck area, how to treat necklines?
Yeah, that's also something that we always discuss together. There is a difference. If there is only those like normal horizontal lines that are there, those are normal to be there, but in order to make them less visible, we can do a treatment that is called skin booster. A specific approach of skin booster can help make these lines less visible. It will not erase them because those should not be erased. Those are related to the movement of the neck. If there is a laxity in the skin of the neck, and that's something we see in people who have an advanced sun damage or older generation, we use a different type of filler that is called radius or calcium hydroxyapatite. That filler helps to rejuvenate the area from the inside. It helps produce new collagen, and it makes the area tighter.
One last question, and the rest that we did not cover, I will keep them for the next few episodes, because we're getting a lot of questions and continuous ones as we are speaking. I'm getting questions on Instagram. Someone asked, what are stem cells and how useful are they for lifting?
Okay, now the stem cells is the new trend in medicine. We hear a lot about the stem cells, how effective it is. We respect this concept, but until now we cannot say that is a magical solution for skin aging or for sun damage or even for lifting. So the stem cells are cells that are within our body, and those cells have the ability to produce more cytokines and also more elements, chemical elements that helps to remodel and make the tissues rejuvenate. It's good to be used, but it's a very general term. When we are talking about stem cells, it's a very, very big term. Stem cells usually are available in the fat cells. So if we really want to do a stem cell treatment, we need to collect the fat and then purify them and inject them again. But we use something that is a little bit more simple than that, which is the PRP, plasma-rich platelets. In that case, we are using the function of the platelets that release the growth factors that also has the ability of activating the cells wherever we inject them in a similar way. My recommendation, it's not a treatment that will solve all the issues. If we are willing to do it, yes, we can do it, but I don't recommend to do such treatments with a very, very high price, because in my opinion, and that's something that always when we talk about the effectiveness of the treatment is very important to be related also to the price and for the amount of resource that we are allocating. So it is a good treatment. It should be studied more. We believe that this is the new science that can help us also do more advanced treatments, but it's not a magical solution for skin lifting.
Like we said, next week we will discuss eyes.
Eye area, exactly.
There's nothing more important than eyes. When you look into somebody's face, you can tell a lot of emotions. And some people that are more expressive than others tend to use this area quite a lot, and ultimately have a lot of wrinkles. A lot of people also suffer from hereditary problems, dark circles, and especially now that we're barely sleeping and we're more anxious than usual, we need to take special care of this very sensitive area in our face. Before we end this chat, you said that you prepared a homemade mask for the weekend.
Yeah, it's not
no. Or are you gonna give me the ingredients of a homemade mask?
Okay. Now, as I said, one thing that is really nice is, and I started looking more into how to use natural ingredients and to put it integrated in our skincare routine. I don't recommend to replace. This is very important point. Okay, but every week with every episode, we are going to give a recipe for something that we can prepare at home, and we can use it in addition to our medical skincare. So today, this is something that I prepared myself. I prepared a toner that we can use more often during the day. No need to use the toner that we use only in the morning, especially because we are not putting makeup. So what you do is
we put the medical one in the morning,
exactly,
at night. Okay.
Exactly. And even sometimes during the day when you feel that you want a little bit of refreshment for the skin, so you can use it. You just you peel off one mandarin or orange, okay, and also half of lemon.
Wait.
Both.
Vitamin C.
Exactly. So
Okay.
now you peel it off. You peel it off. Okay. And you eat the the fruit itself, but you leave the you leave the part, the outer part of the fruit, and then you put it in water, and you boil it
You
for
put
like 10 minutes.
so this part you boil.
Exactly. All of it. One whole
One full
orange
one.
or one whole mandarin and half lemon, okay, part of the lemon, and you boil it on for like 10 minutes, and you will see the water will be a little bit orange in
Mandarin
color,
or oranges
or orange.
mandarin.
No, possible. Both of them are possible, but be generous when you are peeling. So leave a little bit of the inside with the crust, okay, with the outer part, and then when you will end up with amount of water that is orange, and then you add a little bit of rose water, and it's preferable to be natural rose water, not the one that has any artificial addition. Put them in a toner, and this is what I did. I put them in a toner container, and I'm using them on a daily basis. It's a nice good smell product that we can produce at home. As I said, again, it's not a replacement to your own toner that you need to be using, but it's something that you can enjoy doing, and also it's beneficial. Why? Because it will have vitamin C. Rose water has a very good benefits on the skin. It reduces the inflammation, it gives a refreshment, and also it helps. There are a lot of studies that it say it helps with reducing the acne problem in patients. So we are mixing those both together, and you can put that in a container and use it either by spraying them or by using it as a toner.
And should we keep it in the fridge for it to be more
No,
fresh?
no. Just not in a very hot environment, normal environment.
So I know what I'm going to be cooking for dinner. Thank you, Dr. Shadan, for this wonderful talk. So like I said, next week we will be discussing eyes. Eye care.
Exactly.
And if anyone has questions related to the treatment of the eye area, send them through to me or to Shadan. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week.